Thank you, Mr. Cooper and the Wilson High School Band. Please stand as the Wilson High School JROTC presents colors and our senior ensemble leads us in the singing of the national anthem. Wonderful job, senior ensemble. You may be seated. Good morning, and welcome to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2019. I'm Dean Damiani, Assistant Principal, and it is my privilege to introduce you to our dignitaries on stage, starting to your far right and going across to the left. Senior class officers Pablo Medina, Ashley Jop, Angelina Gao, Cameron Kavanaugh, Christopher Russo. High School Principal Chris Trickett, Superintendent Dr. Richard Fadley, President of the School Board Matt Wolf, and Vice President of the School Board Brad Hart. At this time, I would like to call Christopher to the podium to deliver the welcome address.
All right. Good afternoon. Before I start, I have one observation. I don't know why all the parents sat on the left and the right, because now I'm looking straight ahead and I feel like an owl because I'm just like left, right. But anyway, thank you, Mr. Damiani, and as he said, I'm Christopher Russo, and I welcome you all to the commencement ceremony of the Wilson High School graduating class of 2019. Yeah, you can clap for that. Now, if your ticket doesn't say that, commencement ceremony, Wilson High School 2019, then you might just be here for the Pitbull concert, but that's not until next Saturday. But I understand your mistake because bum, 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 bum sounds just like we at the hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. No, I know, I sound just like them, but Pitbull's in the back behind the curtain. And no, I'm actually here today to talk to you about a conversation that I had with a teacher a couple months ago. So earlier this year, she asked me my thoughts on senior year. Thoughts on graduating, the onset of senioritis, what was keeping me here, what was my motivation. I paused and I responded, I want to make the most out of all of this. Not knowing the weight of these words, I was surprised when that same teacher reminded me of our conversation just a couple of weeks ago. She told me that she had spent all year pondering what I meant by this. I must mention that this teacher is the always incisive Mrs. Taylor, the AP Literature teacher. Yeah. And my seemingly ambiguous use of the pronoun this had one of the most language-oriented minds in the school contemplating for months. But I wasn't even sure what I meant by this. I knew that my thoughts on high school were too vast and too diverse to describe it as anything else. So I had to rely on the simple 4 letters of this. I think the high school experience is so unique and specific to each of us. It finds the intersection of the things that we are expected to partake in and the freedom to craft our own interest. By day, you're obligated to balance your budget in virtual financial planning because for some reason, Mr. Peterson wants to know if you can live in inner-city Reading affordably. By night, you're performing under the stadium lights and the marching band. With this experience in mind, I know that high school is far more than courses, tests, projects, teachers, desks, and all the things that we classically associate with it. So, what aspect of high school was I trying to encapsulate? Perhaps it's when the first snowflake falls and prayers begin for delays, dismissals, and days off. Fortunately, you wake to the voice of Mrs. Karen Troutman at 5 a.m. telling you the Wilson School District will be closed today. Or was I referencing the mating rituals of bed bugs that were once spotted in the health hallway? Or was it the lower house? Or both? Who knows where they were? And the mass hysteria that ensued. Maybe it's the carts of donuts that are brought into your first period classes, interrupting whatever the teacher had planned. Offering a glazed and sprinkled breakfast when you forgot to have one. Who doesn't love the Wilson red carpet? I mean, walking into prom, greeted by hundreds of community members imitating paparazzi for just one night. Now, who could forget the front row parking spot debate? Something that I was caught in the middle of, yet I still don't get to park in the front row. Should he keep the spot? Should he not? You know who you are. But we found a compromise in a nice potted plant. Who doesn't appreciate the fact that each club, sport, or class will grow a sense of camaraderie, a feeling of community? After winning the game, following the cast party, or arriving home from your trip to Jamaica, Japan, Germany, or wherever you've traveled, you arrive to school the next day with sore legs, tired voices, or a serious case of jet lag. There were always students that knew how you felt. It's moments like these that connected us. The experiences that came from them allowed us to grow. Throughout high school, it seems as if the most impactful lessons that I learned did not come from course content. Rather, it was the classic structure of high school. I walked into freshman year with braces, a whole lot of body odor, and a baby face. But I leave this place knowing that if I threw away my razor today, I'd have a beard by next Saturday. So, the crowded hallways filled with angsty teenagers cultivated a learning environment that encouraged accidental learning. We come into high school so malleable, so impressionable. We search for knowledge in our classes, but it's the experiences in those hallways that garnered us wisdom. So when I say I didn't want to miss out on all of this, I meant it. I truly believe that each experience you take on defines you further. They are, but certainly not limited to, dancing for 12 hours in search of a cure. It is making empanadas to sell at the annual Food and Cultural Festival. It is going back to revisit your middle school only to find that they now have a frozen yogurt machine. It's all of these and more, taking advantage of experiences and appreciating the people around you. Now that same teacher, Mrs. Taylor, the one that questioned all of this, she gave me a book the other day, as an English teacher does, penned by a Harvard professor, Tan Ben Shahar. His class, well, he teaches about the elusive nature of happiness, finding it, obtaining it, maintaining it. How does one do it? And his class, titled Positive Psychology, has risen to become one of the most popular courses in Harvard University's history. So, I'm about to quote a Harvard professor. So upon leaving this commencement, you can tell everyone that you know that in part, your education was from Harvard. Ben Shahar finds it unfortunate that we focus on the next goal rather than the present experience, that we cannot be rewarded for enjoying the journey. Instead, reward comes after successful completion. Right now, there are many of you wanting to this go quickly. There are a lot of names to be read, and I'm sure you're wondering when this speech will end. But let us not forget the words of Albert Camus. Real generosity towards the future relies in the present. It is tempting to rush things, but perhaps the best investment in your future is giving yourself time to appreciate what you worked so hard for. Now, I cannot change how you engage in your high school experience, but from this day on, I challenge you. Note every opportunity, every positive experience that lies before you. Say yes. Take it. Whether it's putting down your phone during a concert and just listening to the music, or enrolling in an art class even though you can't do much past finger paint, or embarking on a path of personal fulfillment in spite of the doubters and cynics. I encourage you, Wilson High School class of 2019, to embrace the present, because I hope you don't miss out on all of this. Thank you. Now I'd like to call to the stage Catherine Burkert, our first student speaker at large.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Chris, for the introduction. Congratulations to the class of 2019. We made it. I can't believe that I'm speaking in front of you all now, because when I was a little girl, I was a serial self-doubter, and I was the poster child for pessimism. When I began to feel myself falling into moments of self-doubt, I always went to my mother, my biggest supporter and confidant, and would cry at the mere thought of something going wrong. The acute anxiety I experienced as a child made me perpetually see the glass as half empty and never half full. This mentality would drive my mother insane, so as a last resort, she bought me the book, The Little Engine That Could, and would read it to me every single night. Now, if you've never heard of this book, I'll give you the summary. The little train engine couldn't make it up the hill until he began to believe in himself. With determination, he told himself, "I think I can, I think I can, I think I can," and eventually he made it up the hill. My mother tried her damnedest to get those words etched into my mind, so now every time I feel myself becoming pessimistic, I have a way to dig myself out and return to reality with those 4 simple words. It took me until I sat down to write this commencement speech to realize that what at times had seemed to be my 13-year-long marathon in the public education system was virtually over. As the last few weeks dwindled to the last few days before graduation, I could feel the elation in my chest at the thought of being done with high school, but the deflation of my heart when I dwell on the uncertainty of my future in college. You see, I didn't get into the colleges I wanted to get into, and I know some of my fellow graduates can relate to that feeling of deep disappointment. Whether it involved not being accepted to the university, trade school, apprenticeship, or dream job that we were convinced would be the perfect next step for us. One of my most beloved teachers and mentors, Miss Stuckert, once said, "It's better to be the big fish in the pond than the small fish in the sea." I want all of you out there who have experienced a change in the path you thought life had set for you to take a moment and look at what you've accomplished so far and imagine what more awaits you. Now, if you're still doubting the path life has paved for you, I promise that if you tell yourself, "I think I can," over and over until your jaw begins to hurt, you'll eventually start to believe it. Use this saying as a guiding force to help you get to where you want to be in life and as an armor to shield you from the danger of doubt. Now, I know using the word think implies some self-doubt, but starting by telling yourself, I think I can, will lead you to possess a stronger, more deeply rooted self-confidence that will undoubtedly stay with you for the rest of your life. I most intently tried to use this motto to steel myself for when I had large presentations in class. I remember being so nervous for one particular speech that I had to rush out of classes to not throw up on everyone around me. As the panic began to settle itself inside my chest, I told myself, Katie Burkert, you can do this. And then I just began to say, I think I can, until my panic subsided. I went on to say I think I can for the rest of my day, and if my presentation went well enough. If you change your mindset, at least enough to trick yourself in the moment, getting through a seemingly impossible task becomes more than possible. It becomes easy. The following year, when I had to present a year's worth of work in a much lengthier presentation, I found that same creeping anxiety weigh in my chest. So I began to use my treasured mantra to push through. This time, with far less nerves and a diminished sense of nausea, I got through it without a problem. Surviving these cumbersome presentations helped me feel solidly prepared for this speech in front of you all. And even before I began speaking today, I can guarantee that I've been telling myself, I think I can, all morning. But what I can most importantly tell you now as I finish up this speech is that thinking you can only get you so far in life. The next step to becoming the big fish, to succeeding in your very own pond, is to turn I think I can into I know I can. Admittedly, I'm not able to say with absolute certainty that I always know I can, but just like everything else in life, it's a work in progress. Next time you find yourself shrouded in self-doubt, whether that be tomorrow or next year, take a moment to stop and tell yourself, I think I can, because then you're one step closer to being able to say, I know I can. Thank you. And now I'd like to introduce Cameron Kavanaugh, our next speaker at large.
Do we have a fine-looking class or what? You guys are such beautiful people. I mean, it looks like somebody just parted the Red Sea, but hey, that's all right, that's all right. Hello, everyone. My name is Cameron Kavanaugh, and a few months back, I took a couple inches off the top for Minithon, so you may not recognize me without the Fabio look, but that's all right. Anyways, I would like to thank you very much for the opportunity to speak at this ceremony today. It is surreal to be standing before you. But 2019 is the class that has it all. The looks, the intelligence, the talent, the heart. I really didn't know what to say that could speak to the character of this class. So I thought I could try to bring things full circle and reflect the style of a man who taught us to love poetry before we even knew what it was, our good old friend, Dr. Seuss. Of course, we know now that not all poems have to rhyme, but a lot of us like that they do. So this is for the future of 2019. My friends, the time has come. It has been nice and it has been swell. For some, today is when we are released from what may have seemed like a prison cell. We have experienced adversity in its very clever ways, and I have a feeling that it may tag along in our following days. But hey, that's all right. I think we're pretty strong. As long as we refuse to dwell on our problems, we will never go wrong. Life is too short to let negativity have power. I mean, we've gotten this far when our graduation hour. There are many inspirational ideas that I could have shared with you today, but all you need to know is no matter what, it'll be okay. I'm not going to stand here and preach that the world will be rainbows and sunshine, but I think it can be close if we appreciate what is yours and mine. You are more than just a student, much more than just a kid. I mean, look back and see all of the wonderful things you did. The activities, the relationships, and the many memories made. The Wilson pride is something that just can't ever fade. We can do anything we want. Our potential is so very great. We must go change the world, for we know it is at stake. It is our duty to unite this planet in any divide. Please, we must act and not run away and hide. You have been called in your life with a purpose of your own. Find it, and you will be shocked with everything you think you've known. I believe that everything does in fact happen for a reason. The good, bad, and the ugly, there is a why behind every season. Sometimes the storms in life may come with their horrible, mighty wrath, but we cannot be scared. For some, it might just clear our path. We have heard life is a book and another chapter is now complete, but we aren't meant to stay in this novel. It's not our job to take a seat. So rip a few of those pages and break that old binding too. Make your story more interesting so it's more enjoyable to get through. We are the ones who will take steps to explore the great unknown. We can be a new foundation, a solid and stable backbone. Never think that you're too good to lend a helping hand. Selfish pride, it won't get you anywhere in this free and beautiful land. Your situation is never over until you say it is done. Use your will to keep pushing and the fight can always be won. Friends, things could always be worse, no matter what you're going through. Take a few steps back and just change your point of view. We can sometimes get too caught up in me, when the solution to a problem is a simple apology. You know, there's a point behind all of these interesting rhymes. Look at you sitting there completely mesmerized. Sitting there thinking, whether child or adult, today my life changes and it really is all my fault. No, not in a bad way. For there would be no more benefit if you decided to stay. You see, in the lessons and the knowledge one obtains throughout time, they are only mere words until we start to make the climb. Please keep a smile on your face and make sure that you are kind. Be a shining light for those around you, a pure gift that they will find. Down the road, we may not see each other a lot, but we are connected forever. After all, High School Musical reminds us we're all in this, say it with me, together. Oh, I am no Troy Bolton, and I won't break into song, but always remember, once a bulldog, always a bulldog. We will be breaking limits, changing lives, and shaping each day. I know we will succeed, and it is with that I say, let's allow our hearts to be grateful, and let it be love that we send. For if we know this now, we will live joyfully until the end. Thank you again. I wish you all the best, and may God richly bless you. Thank you. At this time, I would like to call Mr. Matt Wolf to the podium to present the Wilson Scholarship Foundation Award.
Good afternoon. For almost 30 years, the Wilson Scholarship Fund has provided assistance to Wilson students in the pursuit of their academic goals. The committee reviews applications with a focus on selecting students that have a well-defined plan for success after high school, financial need to achieve the goals that they have set, displayed academic success, and participated and demonstrated leadership in activities both in school and in the community. The recipient of this year's Wilson Scholarship Fund Award is Andrea Cando. Andrea, please stand to be recognized and remain standing while I read this testimonial to your character. Andrea is the daughter of Diana Cando. Andrea exemplifies the resilience and determination necessary for this recognition. She is always open to accepting constructive criticism and thus internalizes it as part of her own personal growth. Consistently, Andrea has embodied an intrinsic motivation that transcends grades, but her investment in her education reflects in her academic success. Despite any difficulty presented to Andrea, she has maintained her natural charm. During her junior year, Andrea endured challenges that many adults would struggle to manage. Through it all, she has handled herself with grace and dignity, never allowing these issues to dampen her caring and positive spirit. She's an exceptional person and will be truly missed by all that know her. Andrea will be attending Ursinus College, where she'll be majoring in pre-medicine. Congratulations, Andrea, and best of luck at Ursinus. Now, Mr. Dean Damiani will present the Marguerite Schwartz Award.
Marguerite E. Schwartz graduated from Wilson High School in 1937. She spent her youth living on a farm along State Hill Road and operated a deli stand at the Shillington Farmers Market. Prior to her death, she established a trust and directed the Wilson School District to provide scholarships in perpetuity to worthy graduates. There are 3 Marguerite Schwartz scholarships this year. The 2 smaller awards were presented to the recipients at our academic awards ceremony. The primary recipient will be recognized today. The scholarship committee is made up of Wilson teachers, counselors, and community members. The criteria for this scholarship consists of scholastic achievement, demonstration of Wilson's 7 character traits, financial need, and a student essay. I want to thank not only the Schwartz Committee, but all the award committees for their assistance. It is a daunting task. The winner of the Marguerite E. Schwartz Scholarship is Sarah Stengel. Sarah, you already are standing, so I'm going to read a testimonial to your character. Sarah is the daughter of Heather Smith of West Lawn, Pennsylvania. Sarah is described as an unflinchingly honest by her teachers. Her resourcefulness, determination, and grit have afforded her academic, musical, and personal successes. She has displayed a courage that drives her to explore beyond the superficial, and she is open to new perspectives that challenge her pre-existing beliefs. She is not afraid to accept the onus of responsibility and to be a leader for her peers. Moreover, embedded within the path to her success, Sarah has always carried herself with humility and compassion. The Wilson School District strives to rear these character traits, of which Sarah exemplifies, and these are the reasons that she has earned the respect of staff and peers alike. Sarah will continue her education at Penn State University, where she will study meteorology and atmospheric science. Congratulations, Sarah, and best of luck at Penn State. Dr. Richard Fadley, Superintendent, will now present the Kistner Scholarship.
This award is in honor of the life of Franklin H. Kistner. A native of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, Mr. Kistner exemplified the characteristics of service, humility, patriotism, and generosity. A summa cum laude graduate of Harvard College, Rhodes Scholar at Oxford University, and a student at the Sorbonne, his intellect and passion for learning were evident. He served in the U.S. Army Air Corps during World War II and achieved the rank of colonel as the Deputy Director of Economics for the U.S. military government in Germany after World War II. He went on to enjoy a very successful career in business and philanthropy. His generosity can be seen in his philanthropic endeavors as a fellow of the Pierpont Morgan Library, advisor to the Princeton Arts Museum, trustee of the Friends of Harvard Library, and contributor to the Manhattan Society for Mental Health, among many others. This scholarship recognizes a senior student that has consistently displayed the characteristics that Mr. Kistner exhibited throughout his life. The recipient of the 29th Annual Kistner Scholarship is Andrew Thomas. Andrew, please stand and be recognized and remain standing while I read this testimonial to your character. Andrew is the Vice President of the Student Government and a 2-sport athlete, earning his varsity letters in swimming and water polo. He is an active leader, a member of multiple clubs and service organizations, and participates in a wide variety of service opportunities within the community. He has consistently demonstrated natural leadership skills, academic curiosity, and mature social and political worldviews. His character and work ethic are respected equally by students and staff. He has an easy rapport with all people and a genuine curiosity in personal interactions. Andrew is civic-minded and able to recognize connections between ideas and actions. As a response to adversity, he made a conscious choice to embrace this life and get all that he can out of his experiences. And we are all better for that decision. He is truly one of a kind. Andrew will be attending Columbia University in New York City, where he will continue his insatiable thirst for knowledge. Congratulations, Andrew, and best of luck at Columbia. Mr. Chris Trickett, high school principal, will now address the class of 2019.
Congratulations to our award recipients today. Class of 2019. In just a few short moments, you will officially become graduates of Wilson High School, permanently adding your names to the impressive list of alumni who have come before you. Be proud of what you accomplished and make time today to genuinely thank your family, friends, and teachers who have supported you along the way. Talking with many of you this week, I have found that we're all in agreement that your high school experience has flown by, each year going faster than the previous. I am hopeful that in what may have felt like a whirlwind for most, and a prison cell for one, you are able to reflect on your experiences at Wilson High School fondly, as you remember the different moments that you have enjoyed in one of your many classes, extracurricular activities, or school events. Think about that one memory, that one moment that is making you smile right now. Think back to who was there and what makes that memory so vivid. Maybe it was as an eager and somewhat nervous freshman, carefully walking into physics class for the first time, just to see that there was an open desk next to an old friend from the red team way back in 7th grade. Or perhaps you're thinking about walking up the bleachers on a chilly fall night to sit with classmates in the superfan section, cheering on our football team, our marching band, or cheerleaders. Possibly, you're thinking about being forced to trek up the hill to the upper house through the changing seasons, just after having mastered the layout of the lower house. Some of you may be recalling your first solo performance or lead role in what may have become a series of concerts or theater performances. Possibly your thoughts are taking you back to participating in one of hundreds of fundraisers to support the causes which your classmates believe so strongly in. Or maybe your memory lingers on a more simple moment in English class, a day in which you felt validated, having just received feedback from your teacher that encouraged a new self-confidence in your writing. If you allow your view of this memory to expand even further, choose to view it from a higher vantage point. I hope you can see that what made these experiences important, impactful, or unforgettable to you were the people that you shared them with. You see, there's so much emphasis in high school on the learning, covering standards, getting a higher score on your Keystone or your AP exams, winning county, district, or even state championships, or getting accepted into the prestigious universities that you've had read out today. Don't get me wrong, setting lofty goals and fully committing oneself to achieving them is noble. However, sharing the journey, even the awkward and uncomfortable parts, with people that you care deeply about, and sacrificing your own personal gain for the benefit of your class or teammates is where your true learning took place. Each of you has a gift, something in which you are naturally skilled. However, seeing you grow as a class over the past 4 years, I am certain that it's not these gifts alone that led to your successes. Sure, possessing the innate ability to do something well provides a solid foundation, but I would argue that it's been the choices you have made day after day, week after week, that has separated this class from others. Think about the choice you made to take an active leadership role within the school by advocating for the needs of your classmates, school group, or even your teacher. The choice to commit yourself to your artwork, music, or to study a new language, even though it was your senior year and you could have signed up for a study hall or open campus. The choice you made to wake up early, to spend 30 minutes helping a younger sibling prepare for school because your parents were already at work. These choices influence your actions and shaped your habits. The legendary John Gursky, who set the standard for what it truly means to be a bulldog, would always ask his team one question prior to taking on their next opponent. Are you ready? Well, class of 2019, I can confidently say that you are ready. You are prepared to take on the challenges that await. Continue to lead those around you by creating moments for each other, by the decisions that you make, and by the way that you treat others. It has been a privilege to serve as your principal, and I wish you continued success and happiness wherever life takes you. Congratulations and best wishes. At this time, I'll draw your attention to one of the many screens to debut our senior video that was produced this week after our first ever senior walk. Enjoy. At this time, we will begin the distribution of diplomas. Families and distinguished guests, please be mindful that our graduates' names are read in succession and that excessive celebrating will prevent families from hearing the names being read. Mr. Damiani will begin by presenting our senior class officers with their diplomas.
Pablo Jose Medina Montanez. Ashley Ann Jop. Angelina Gao. Cameron Michael Kavanaugh. Christopher Francis Russo.
Oh, wait. Joseph Charles Bell. Assem Jalal Abet. Adriel Abreu Valerio. Kayla Marie Adams. Emmanuel Antonio Alcantara. Tristan Carl Almendinger. Dylan Matthew Ambrose. Sanam Yogesh Amin. Ethan Isaiah Amol. Isabella Grace Amrick. Philip Nicholas Antunes. Sophia Ann Appler. Justin Roman Ardeline Vidot. Mark Eddie Kakeli Yao Awuya. Jayla Milne Bainbridge. Amir Anthony Baker. Brittany Dorothy Baxick. Morgan Ann Baldwin. Colton Matthew Barger. Bridget Mackenzie Bowder. Ezekiel Stone Baum. Brent Joseph Bucher. Emily Dariani Bernard Nunez. Austin Michael Bertolet. Aliana Monet Batansis. Dylan Michael Billadou. Angelie Davina Bishop. Vivian Grace Black. Caitlin Nicole Blyler. Brianna Michelle Bodner. Joanna Apollonia Bogdan. Taylor Nicole Border. Matthew Leo Bortz. Alexander John Luke Boyer. Natalie Nicole Boyer. Penelope Janice Brea Martinez. Katie May Brendlinger. Ian Benjamin Brightbill. Dawnez Marie Brown. Juliana Marie Brubaker. Gina Elizabeth Burge. Catherine Ann Burkert. Bridget A. Burkhart. Skylar Marie Burnham. Selena Nevea Butler. Madison Rose Cadmus. Bryce Ellison Calloway. John Michael Caltagirone. Carly Camille Campion. Andrea Christina Cando. Rafael Antonio Canela. Lennon Amilcar Cardenas. Cameron Joseph Kavanaugh. Lindsay Marie Chai. Quinton Alexander Cheney. Megan Nicole Chang. Wyatt Alexander Coble. Brandon Joseph Connor. Connor James Cook. Tatiana Denise Corona. Allison Rain Kroos. Stephanie Diamond Cruz. Donovan Quinn Curran. Sophia Marie Curtis. Brady Grant Dallas. Andy Jess Demore. Alexander Dang. Carlos Jonery de la Cruz. Brianna de la Rosa. David James de Jesus. Giovanni Angel de Jesus. Sarah Jaden De Leon. Tyler Allen Dell. Emmanuel Destine. Michaela Nicole Diaz. Kang Vin Do. Jose de Jesus Dominguez Eslava. Megan Elizabeth Doherty. Ryan Joshua Dowd. Erin Elizabeth Doyle. Kendall Adams Duffy. Jesse James Dunda. Caleb Elisha Eberly. Justin Robert Edwards.
Connor William Eglin. Amber Marie Rose Ames. Melissa Encarnacion. Erin Elizabeth Endres. Allison Christine Ennis. Leslie Isabel Estrada. Ashley Lisette Familia. Robert Paul Farkas. Chandler Adam Fern. Brandon Kuth Fessenden. Lauren Lynn Fisher. Jamal Jaquan Flowers. Margaret Elizabeth Foyt. Andrew James Forbes. Aaron James Fortunato. Joseph Thomas Fox. Candy Lee Fox. Cassidy Deanna Frias. Anthony Michael Futrick. Nicholas Paul Gabel. Morgan Keen Gadabush. Nico Martin Galanos. Mitchell Christopher Gallo. Christopher Ian Garcia. Jacob Daniel Geist. Daniel Robert Genova. Morgan Alexis Gensimer. Eve Raina Gibbs. Matthew Charles Gibbs. Juwan Matthew Gibson. Isaiah Charles Gilmore. Emery Harris Goldstein. Miguel Alejandro Gomez. Daniela Ashley Gonzalez. Dominique Michelle Gonzalez. Sabrina Gonzalez. Jillian Eve Goodrich. Nicholas Dylan Gold. Ian Joseph Graham. Erin Michelle Gray. Jack Bauer Grayson. Robert James Griffith. Kaylee Rose Grimm. Nanina Olga Grund. Alexandra Grace Hadfield. Nathan Lawrence Harashak. Jared William Hart. Krista Grace Hausman. Cameron Scott Heckman. Charles Joseph Hefner. Caitlin Abigail Heiser. Carter Addison Henry. Adam Jin Henshaw. Drake M. Heister. Sophie Elizabeth Himlin. Emily Masley Himmelberger. Nicholas Aaron Hoekstra. Casey Thomas Holscher. Connor John Hoffman. Jordan Lee Holman. Ariella Dominique Hoover. Carolina Hoyes. Yihong Huang. Daniel Iacob. Alexander Francesco Ivaroni. Kristen Elizabeth Jackson. Shay Lynn Jackson. Ian Robert Jameson. Nicholas Parker Johnson. Shymira Aaliyah Johnson Nixon. Allison Lynn Jones. Darcy Amanda Jones. Emily Mackenzie Jones. Sebastian Garrett Julian. Mark Gregor Justy. Cole Ignatius Cages. JC Louise Kalish. Sarah Elizabeth Konecki. Preston Neo Kaufman. Andrew Robert Connert. Audrey Brooke Keller. Jocelyn Brooke Keller. William Delbert Kent. Matthew Charles Kidd.
Sade Jace Klein. Brianna Lee Klein. Christopher David Klein. Emily Klein. Mason William Klein. Michael William Klein. Jillian Lee Klinger. Hannah Lynn Kosh. Kevin James Cook. Brianna Nicole Kohler. Hassan Ishmael Karoma. Morgan Rose Coyce. Rylan Isaiah Kramer. Jacqueline Sue Kremser. Emily Lynn Kuzer. Riley Lynn Kuzer. Salome Lembut. Cody Ryan Landis. Aaron Serge Latour. Jacob Ryan Lavigna. Rebecca S. Lakatsis. Parker Adam Leonard. Jacob Clint Langle. Sarah Elizabeth Lentz. Wesley Brian Lesher. Ryan Christopher Lesko. William Alexander Levy. Alexis Rose Lepofsky. Jaden Ross Lippincott. Amy Ramona Lista. Adam Michael Loper. Alex Lee Long. Ryan Tyler Long. Jeremiah Josiah Love. Tavarian Jarrell Love. Madison Jane Ludy. Colin James Lynch. Cameron Richard Megalotti. Daniel Ian Mahoney. Jack Anthony Melandra. Jeremiah Julian Maldonado. Stefan Manigat. Christian Maricine Jr. James Charles Marasco. Cameron James Marino. Dijon Hassan Mark. Ciara Jasmine Martin. Delilah Izaria Martinez. Sophia Mary Mattis. Jacinda Lee Moss. Elijah Michael McCardle. Jack Andrew McCormick. Allison Lee May McDennis. Maggie Nicole McMullen. Zachary Richard Meinhold. Amanda Lynn Merkel. Martin Levi Verdaus Maroth. Alexander Joseph Malazzo. James Tracy Milham. Devin Joel Miller. Mason Grant Minor. Tony Miranda. Catherine Ann Malachak. Rosalind Grace Morselli. Michelle Ann Monroe. Jacob Daniel Moore. Elijah Alexander Morales. Brett Riley Morgan. Andrew Ryan Morris. Kyle Alexander Morris. Austin Michael Moyer. Elion Angel Munoz. Jenna Rose Nardi. Brianna Rose Nethery. Abigail Rhea Neisbender. Zachary Ryan Newkirk. Alexandra Jane Newton. Cedric Don Nguyen. John H. Nguyen. Rashid Nicholas. Damaris Ruth Nicholsea. Mariah Daniela Nieves. Zachary Nicholas Ninfo. Colin Matthew Nowazinski.
Evelyn Marie Nowicki. Emily Grace Nugent. Esmeralda Angela Ocasio. Natalie Lynn Olinger. Megan Elizabeth O'Keefe. Chinenye Olivia Okoroji. Cole Michael Olanin. Kyla Leah Olanin. Gabriella Alexis Orlando. Joshua Alexander Ortiz. Caden Riley Owen. O'Neill Jawan Oyola. Lorraine Leanne Pabone. Christopher Andres Pacheco. Michael Louis Pagato. Ava Lovey Parisi. Samuel Colton Paramore. Oliver Jan Pasterchek. Devanshi Vasant Patel. Deval Ketan Kumar Patel. Parag Girish Patel. Adam Benjamin Pauley. Milo Edward Payan. Christian Dallas Payne Cologne. Bailey Lynn Peck. Ileana Denise Perez. Tiana Alita Perez. Ryan Anthony Picnic. Abigail Lynn Porcriva. Alexander Franklin Presbot. Paige Lynn Price. Gavin Christopher Prutzer. Matthew Joseph Pulio. Travis Michael Rader. Mitchell Lee Raymer. Alyssa Sierra Rapay. Sarah Emily Ravert. Elizabeth Kathleen Reddy. Julia Paige Rebholz. Rebecca Lynn Ricallo. Madison Ann Reel. Sherman Reeves. Emily Marielle Reyes. Bryce Kyle Rhodes. Dylan Matthew Rhodes. Chantel Maylee Riley. Brandon Scott Ringler. Brandon Guillermo Rivera. Gabriela Esperanza Rivera. Kayla Cheyenne Rivera. Josiah Benjamin Rodriguez. Cara Diane Rowland. Nathaniel James Rollman. Cooper Richard Roth. Natalie Rosa Rufo. Brandy Nicole Brumer. Daniel Richard Shachetta. Arman Singh Sandhu. Xavier August Santiago. Essence Monet Saunders. Charlotte Faith Soppy. Clayton David Savage. Nasir Daquan Saylor. Bradley John Scanlon. Luke Francis Scanlon. Gabriella Jolie Shadler. Kayla Ann Schlossman. Kai McGee Schoen. Dana Elizabeth Schultz. Marcus Alexander Scott. Jason Luke Searle. William Robert Seidel. Logan Taylor Sell. Cole Giuseppe Sensenig. Gianni Erasmo Zaya Serrano. Mia Alexis Serrano. Maya Cassandra Sears. Brandon George Shimp. Duncan James Schober Fernback. Jeremy Todd Shockey. Saad South Siddiqui. Hawanatu Silla. Ryan Silvius.
Ian Jeremiah Skeet. Matthew James Scrocky. Nathaniel Joseph Scrocky. Dylan Michael Smith. Gregory Sean Smith. Kaylee Marie Smith. Maxwell Colin Smith. Stephen Thomas Smith. Taryn Elise Smith. Cassidy Joy Snyder. Donald Roger Snyder. Kyle Stephen Snyder. Nathaniel Joseph Soyson. Anna Marie Solsky. Benjamin Hartman Solsky. Aleli Ann Soto. Colin David Spade. Shashank Shridhar. Jason Lee Stamper. Lance Adam Starin. Matthew Benjamin Steiner. Anthony Mark Steinmeier. Sarah Mackenzie Stengel. Alexandra Lauren Stiles. Eric Todd Stitt Jr. Lauren Marion Stone. Robert Ryan Stone. Andrew Kyle Strauss. Genevieve Ann Strobel. Jaquan Jimmy Jermaine Sudler. Nicholas John Sweetwood. Samuel David Swope. Kira Kelly Sawyer. Mateo Talarico. Jordan Elizabeth Taylor. Jagger Scott Teller. Andrew Parker Thomas. Kate Ann Thomas. Annette Grace Thompson. Lindsay Jeanette Timothy. Amanda Clariana Tony. Johnny De Jesus Torres. Amanda Torres Castillo. Key Tuyet Tron. Stephen Glenn Trogdon. Ashley Nicole Troutman. Haley Marie Chambor. Abigail Marie Trigar. Ryan Michael Tuckman. Lucas Maximus Ungarian. Chris Valentine. Maxwell Anthony Valeriano. Adriana Jean Vasquez. Joseph Gabriel Vasquez. Michelle Maria Vento. Luis Adrian Vera. Chloe Paige Vogel. Sean Adam Vucetic. Evan Evelyn Wahlberg. Connor Vincent Ward. Callie Elizabeth Wardhammer. Kiara Jordan Ware. Olivia Rose Welker. Ashley Marie Wenrick. Haley Nicole Wirtz. Courtney John Westman. Angelina Rose Wicks. Courtney Amber Wiltz. Jordan Keith Williams. Alexis Nicole Williams Burrell. Ethan Maxwell Winter. Brock Mason Whitmore. Grace Caroline Yancey. Ashley Rihanna Yeager. Caroline Samantha Yerger. Pooja Saikrishna Yoram. Allison Grace Yu. Garrett Ethan Zeri. Morgan Adriana Zieber. Jamie Nicole Zepp. Ethan Michael Zintek. Samuel Louis Zulik.
At this time, I would like for the members of the Select Senior Ensemble to come forward and lead us in singing the Wilson High School alma mater. Please stand, and gentlemen, remove your caps. Dr. Fadley, I have the distinct honor of presenting to you the Wilson High School class of 2019.
By the power bestowed upon me by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the Pennsylvania Department of Education, I now pronounce you as graduates of the Wilson High School class of 2019. I changed my mind. 0.5.